Welcome back to my channel. It's Amber Shanice here, or welcome if you're new here. Today I have a super fun video in store. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with all the scrap fabric that I have, so I decided that it will be fun to do some super cute accessories. And this is not even all of it. I have more that I just want to try to work through. Literally any kind of fabric that you have, old clothes that you want to give new life to. You do not need a lot of fabric to recreate any of the accessories that I'm going to be making today. You don't need a lot of skill with your sewing machine just yet. These are perfect beginner projects if you're new to sewing, and they're going to be super fun to recreate because they're quick. You're going to have that instant gratification because you completed a sewing project so quickly. So let's just jump right into our first make. For the first make, we are going to be making a super cute and simple bandana. You will begin by cutting out a triangle that is 11 inches by 22 inches, and you will also need a long rectangle that is 45 inches by 1 inch, and we'll be using that to create our bias tape. To create your bias tape, you are going to fold that long rectangle in half and press into place. You will then open that rectangle and fold either side of the outer edges into that center fold, and you will finish it off by pressing that original center seam back into place. After creating the bias tape, we are going to hem the bandana. You're going to take either end of the short sides of the triangle and fold it over by 1/4 inch, press into place, fold it over one more time by 1/4 inch and press into place, and you will then stitch along that line and repeat to the other side. Once complete, you will take your bias tape, find the center of your triangle and your bias tape, pin those centers together, being sure to sandwich your triangle in between your bias tape. Then continue pinning your bias tape all the way along the top of that triangle and sew the bias tape down by starting on the loose edge of the bias tape and continuing to stitch all the way down till you get to the other end. Once complete, you will tie off the ends and your bandana is done. Have a lot of fun with these bandanas and adding some extra whimsy like I did here in this scarf by adding a scalloped edge, or you could even add lace, truly whatever your heart desires. And if you're interested in adding the scalloped edge, just keep watching and I'll show you the same technique that I used to add the scalloped edge to this bandana as I did with the scrunchies that you will see a little bit later on in this video. For the next make, we will be making a headband. You will start by cutting out a rectangle that is 44 inches by 4.5 inches. You will then fold that fabric in half longways, press into place, and cut 2 inches off on either edge at a diagonal like you see here, and you will be left with a shape that looks something like this on the fold. You will then take that and flip it wrong sides together and sew along the entire outer edge, being sure to leave an opening so you can turn this right side out once you're done. this right side out, you will take some sort of tool to help you push out the corners and then give it a good press. After pressing, you will need to sew up that opening. I chose to add a super cute decorative stitch like you see here, and you can choose to stitch this up in whatever way you'd like. For the last make in this video, we are sewing some super cute hair scrunchies. I have 3 different versions. This first one is the easiest version, and for each scrunchie, you will complete the sewing process as I did for this one. To begin, you will start with a 20 by 6 inch rectangle that you cut on the fold. You will find the center of that rectangle and make a mark, and you will then make a mark on either side of that center 1/4 of an inch away, and you will use those marks as a guide so you know where to sew your elastic channel like you see here in this picture. You can either choose to mark the lines on your fabric with an erasable marker or chalk, but what I chose to do is take some masking tape and tape it directly on my sewing machine as a guide when lining up the mark with my needle on my machine. After sewing in those elastic channels on either side, you will add a beautiful decorative edge using a scallop design that is on your machine. This is what the design looks like on my machine. I chose number 77, so any stitch on your machine that is similar to this will give you the same effect as well. After stitching in that scalloped edge, you will go around very carefully with a pair of scissors and cut around each scallop, being sure to cut very close but not cutting into the threads. Once done, you will cut your elastic to your desired length. For this scrunchie, I chose to do a 6 inch elastic. Because I have very thick hair, this length does create a slightly tighter scrunchie for me. However, you may need to shorten or lengthen your elastic to fit your hair density. Later on, you will see that I chose to do a 7 inch elastic and an 8 inch elastic as well, all of which work very well for my hair thickness and desired look. So once you have cut your elastic and thread that through the channel that you created, and secure that elastic in place by stitching back and forth a few times on either end. To finish off your scrunchie, you will fold it in half, sew along the outer edge, trim away any excess fabric, and flip it wrong sides out to create a French seam. This French seam is perfect because it encloses all of those raw edges and gives you a nice clean finish. And you will be left with seriously the cutest scrunchie. For this next scrunchie, we are going to be creating a super cute flower design. You will start off with the same dimensions as the first scrunchie, and the only difference that you are going to be making is marking and cutting out this scalloped edge to act as the flower petals. You will first start by marking a line 1 inch down from either edge, and you will add 2 inch scallops going all the way across like you see here. You will repeat that to the other side as well. You will continue sewing the scrunchie up just like you did with the previous scrunchie, and the only difference that you will be making is how you add your decorative stitches to the scalloped edge. For this design, I chose number 14 on my machine. To sew this on as neatly as possible, you will find that center point on your machine's presser foot, and you will line up the line that you have drawn on your fabric with that center line on your presser foot. And to keep a consistent pattern when sewing, make sure that your line stays lined up at all times with the center line on the presser foot, and take your time sewing around those curved edges. Once you come to the point between each curved edge, You will lift your presser foot, turn your work, and continue sewing on that next curved edge. You will repeat this process until you get to the end. I would recommend practicing on some scrap fabric first because I believe this is the trickiest step out of all the makes in this video. But once you are done with this step, again, you will complete the rest of the scrunchie as you did with the previous one. And in the end, you will be left with a beautiful flower design scrunchie. Finally, for our last scrunchie, we will be making a two-tone design, starting by cutting out 2 rectangles that are 20 inches by 4 inches in the fabric that you choose to be in the center. And you will cut out 2 rectangles that are 20 inches by 4 inches in the fabric that you choose for your outermost fabric. On one of the rectangles from your outermost fabric, you will cut that in half and you will be left with 2 rectangles that are 20 inches by 2 inches. After cutting those out, you will assemble them like so. Your 20 inch by 2 inch rectangle, followed by your innermost fabric, followed by your 20 inch by 4 inch outermost fabric, followed by your innermost fabric, and finished with your 20 inch by 2 inch outermost fabric. You will sew along each of these at the seam, and once done sewing, you will press each seam open. You will then take your new fabric, fold it in half, and press into place. And complete this scrunchie just as you did before with the previous 2. I'm choosing number 77 for this one as well, and this definitely turned out to be one of my favorites. So much for watching this video, and I truly hope that you enjoyed. I had so much fun making these accessories, and it definitely makes me want to make more. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know down below if you would like to see a part 2 maybe. I had some ideas on possibly making this a little series where I showcase more beginner, intermediate, and even some advanced accessories that you could sew as well. I have so much scrap fabric that's still left over that I definitely want to work through. So if that sounds good to you as well, let me know down below, and let me know what you would like for me to make. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, of course, and if you are not already, I would love for you to join my little family here on YouTube. If this is the type of content that you like to see, there is definitely more in store. But that is all that I have for you today, so I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.